Wikileaks founder Julian Assange may be enjoying his final days of freedom. Ecuador's president, Lenin Moreno, is reportedly preparing to hand Assange over to British authorities. RT correspondent Anya Parampil explores the legal scenarios Assange now faces.
Julian Assange hasn't seen the light of day beyond Ecuador's embassy in London since June 12, 2012. That's when the country's foreign minister announced Ecuador was considering Assange's application for political asylum. On August 16th, that request was granted. At the time, Assange was wanted in Sweden for questioning regarding accusations of sexual molestation. In May 2017, Swedish prosecutors dropped their investigation into Assange. However, UK authorities still threatened to arrest him for failing to surrender to British police back in 2012. In February of 2018, a judge upheld the arrest warrant. If handed over to UK authorities, Assange faces 3 months in jail and a fine for skipping bail. However, journalist and lawyer Glenn Greenwald says British prosecutors could up that charge to contempt of court, which could come with a 2-year sentence. Still, supporters of Assange have a bigger concern, the possibility that U.S. officials have prepared a secret indictment targeting him.
We are his voice!
And that once in UK custody, Assange would be handed over to the United States.
They could cook up an indictment and move the rules around, and where U.S. Protections under the First Amendment wouldn't apply to foreigners. It would be the same during the Roman Empire. The laws of Rome didn't apply to their empire. They can find ways to circumvent the letter and the spirit of the First Amendment, and obviously they want to quiet him down.
The Trump administration has made no secret of how it views Assange. In April of 2017, then CIA Director, now Secretary of State Mike Pompeo, had this to say about Wikileaks.
It's time to call out Wikileaks for what it really is: a non-state hostile intelligence service often abetted by state actors like Russia.
But Assange was protected by the fact Ecuador's former president, Rafael Correa, always maintained that he could stay in the country's London embassy indefinitely. What was not indefinite, however, was Correa's reign as president. Correa opted not to seek re-election in 2017. His vice president, Lenin Moreno, emerged victorious in a February election, seen at the time as a loyal successor to Correa. But that wouldn't be the case.
He used his extensive closeness to Correa at the highest levels to portray himself as a guy who's going to continue the same policies. Then as soon as he took office, he went 180 degrees in the other direction with a tremendous speed, and it was just really breathtaking. Suddenly everything Correa did was wrong, was corrupt. The whole slew of the whole basic economic political orientation of his government was 180 degrees from what he campaigned on.
Moreno has turned his back on Assange, potentially handing him over to the United States. Meanwhile, the Washington press corps seems unconcerned that the Trump administration, if prosecuting Assange, could set a terrible precedent for press freedom.
What I cannot believe is that we don't have more journalists out there supporting Assange, particularly since most of these journalists in the U.S. Dislike Trump, and it's Trump's administration that would be prosecuting him.
As of last week, Moreno says Assange must leave the embassy eventually, and that he should face consequences for skipping bail. Though if Washington lives up to its threats, Assange may soon be faced with a much more severe scenario. In Washington, Anya Parampil, RT.
Hey YouTube, thanks for checking out our channel. We hope you enjoyed the video. We have tons of content for you just like this. For more of RT America's one-of-a-kind news and analysis, be sure to subscribe and never stop questioning more.